Good afternoon, folks. Hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm going to show you on how I'm trying to obtain a net threshold team, which is the Cap 240 League. And for this example, it's going to be a rare. And I want to do it for as cheap as possible. And I'm going to use one league, and that's the Jupiler League in Belgium. I will be doing other leagues and identify players from other leagues, but for this example, it's just going to be the Belgium League, and I'm going to show you for just over 200 quid how I'm going to get 5 players who I believe, when the season restarts, late July, early August, that will have me competing for the $50 every game week simply by hitting 250 points. Now, for me, playing so rare on a limited budget, a few hundred quid, this is the best way of doing it. The ROI is still sensational, in my opinion. It's a lot more difficult than when I first started because you've got the capped. Players have got to have scored a certain score, which is 240 points between the 5 of them. So it is a lot harder, but I still think it's achievable. And for me, it's very competitive now, especially in the limiteds. I don't want to be competing with anyone in particular. All I want to do is win my $50 most game weeks, and I can do that simply by not competing with anyone, just getting my 5 players to hit 250 points. I joined so rare, and I'm being totally blunt and honest. I joined so rare to make as much money as I possibly can. That's why I'm on so rare. I'm not interested in competing for top prizes because I don't think I've got the gallery to do it, for one. Secondly, I just always have believed, since joining so rare, the best way for me to play was to win as much at thresholds as I possibly could, and I did. My win percentage on winning cards is atrocious. It's well under 5%, I believe, the last time I looked at so rare data. However, that was never ever my focus. I just wanted to win F, and that's what I consistently done. I see people on YouTube who have been far more successful in winning cards who joined a bit later than me, but they're 10 grand down. That for me isn't for me, in all honesty. I don't want to put all that time and effort in and be that amount of money down. One, I couldn't afford to be, and there's no enjoyment for me. I want to be making money. That's what I enjoy doing. So I've identified 5 players, like I said, from the Jupiler League in Belgium, which will cost me, in my belief, on auctions over the summer, no more than £210, £215. That with a bit of luck, because they've all got to stay fit, no injuries, etc. If they all play on a particular game week, I will have a chance to win $50 and return almost 17-18% of my outlay in one game week. Now, because there is 5 players, the average has got to be 48 per player. For the simplicity of this exercise, every player that I show will not have an average of more than 48. I'm not going to put a defender in as 42 and then use 54, 56 on a striker. They're all going to have no more than 48 last 15 averages, and some of them will have a lot less. So the first player, which will be the biggest cost, the goalkeeper, is Kuke from Mechelen. I believe he will be the #1 starter again next season. Forget these prices you see on screen, because these people live in a different world to me. Considering the last auction went for 199 quid, so I'm confident you could get him for about 175 quid in a few weeks the next time he comes up on auction. Like I said, he was ever present for Mechelen last year. His contract is still got a year to run, so it expires next summer basically, so I would expect him to retain his #1 place next season, and then depending on what happens with his contract, he might move or sign a new contract. So for 175 quid, he's 25 years of age. I think it's good value. Now, my defender choice is this young boy, Rune. I'm not going to try and pronounce his surname. Again, ignore the prices here because his last auction went for 7 quid. He's a centre half, a young lad, 21 years of age, plays for Eupen, who narrowly missed out on relegation last season. Considering they were in a relegation scrap, there's some decent scores he's posted. And like I said, he's a young kid. He screams value for me. £7 for a starting centre half in Belgium. It's almost as cheap, if not cheaper, than when I started. So rare, some of these prices. I just don't understand it, if I'm being perfectly honest. Because like I said, the value is outstanding. This player for £7 could potentially win you $50 most game weeks. I just can't get my head why they're so cheap, but hey ho. Room's contract runs out in 2025, so he's got at least 2 more seasons there. Don't see him selling him or anything like that. And more importantly, checking who scored. He started out of 28 games last season. He started 23 of them. And anyone knows who's got a threshold team, you need people or players who are going to start most weeks. So I'm pretty confident that he will start most games next year. And if he doesn't, he's only £7. I can go out and buy someone who will nearer the time for a little bit more money. My midfield selection is Matt Ritz, who, in my opinion, is a quality player. He plays for Club Brugge, who are a decent side, even though they've underachieved this year in Belgium. He had a horrific injury towards the end last season. He missed the first 6-7 months of this season. He's played the last few games. He's on set pieces in the games that I've seen. And it was his set piece that set up Hans van Acken's goal on the weekend. And his average is 45. The danger with this geezer is because Club Brugge have underachieved, whether they invest heavily in the summer and he sacrificed. Who knows? But every time I've ever seen him, I think he looks a decent player. I think he wants to play regularly. So if he wasn't, he would demand a transfer and go for a lesser side in Belgium. And he would be the standout player for a lesser team, in my opinion. I bought him recently for about £27, and I think you could get him for £25. So I think he's very good value. And he's got 1 more year to run on his contract. Now, the striker I've gone for is Felipe Avenatti, who's a Kortrijk. I hope that's how you pronounce it, in Belgium. I think this boy, considering I'll show you his stats later, his last auction he went for £15, which I think is crazy. I think it's super value. He's got another year left on his contract. It's expiring next summer. And the thing I like, he regularly starts, or he did last season, in 28 or 29 appearances. He started 21 of them. He scored 6 and assisted 1. So I think it's decent, very decent value for the amount of money that he costs. Now, my extra player is Alessio De Cruz from Mechelen, averaging 47. And the last few days have gone for 15, 17 quid, which I think, again, looking at his stats, is very, very good value. Again, some decent scores there posted. Again, he's got a year left on his contract with another year option. More importantly, the 27 games he participated last year, he started 22 of them. He's actually more of a midfielder than a striker. My only concern with this guy, looking at these last few games of last season, he hardly played 90 minutes in any of them, and it looks like he's come off the bench. So that there could be something to look into and look for another alternative instead of this guy. So, guys, I just wanted to give you some sort of idea. For £237, that I'm confident you'll get those 5 players. You've got room to manoeuvre with the cap 48. Because a lot of them are under that, especially the defender. You've got 11 points to make up there. Please remember, you're not going to buy world beaters, and be realistic, and you will get there. Trust me, because I've done it. I hope this has helped certain people who are watching, and I'll do another league very soon. So see you soon. Thanks for watching, guys.